Welcome to this session titled Help Us Help You. I'm Dan Ng, one of the MicroStation product managers. I'm joined with my colleagues Tamika Sellers, a MicroStation product manager, and Lorraine McIntyre, who is the director of the Voice of the Customer. This session, you'll learn how our MicroStation product team works to prioritize upcoming capabilities of MicroStation. We will also share more information on how you can be included in this process for the future improvements of MicroStation. Then we will discuss our feedback loop through the Voice of the Customer program. To start us off, I'll hand it over to Tamika.
Thanks for the introduction, Dan. Let's get right into it. As Dan said, the name of the session is Help Us Help You. So we're going to discuss some of the ways that you can help us make MicroStation better for you. One of the ways that users can help drive the product is by submitting ideas to the MicroStation Ideas portal. But before we get into that, let's back up a little bit and briefly go over a little history about enhancements and ideas. Previously, we had multiple ways to submit your ideas and enhancements for the MicroStation product. In the past, you could have submitted a service request through our support system, which in turn a support person would file an enhancement for you. There were other ways that users would submit ideas, like at web events, Bentley communities, user events, user success, and many other ways. Now we've consolidated all the various ways to one avenue for our users and product managers to view and look at enhancements and ideas that are submitted by you, our users, and that's through the MicroStation Ideas portal. By the way, Ideas portals have become an industry standard and are not specific to Bentley systems. Ideas help organizations and teams of all types develop new products and services and improve processes, among many other things.
Like Tamika mentioned, our Ideas portal is the new way to submit your ideas. We know that you, our users, have many ideas on how we can improve your daily workflows day in and day out. We also know that many of you have the same idea. As the saying goes, great minds think alike. Therefore, I want to present to you our Ideas portal. The Ideas portal allows anyone to add a new idea. The Bentley Ideas portals are intended to offer you the opportunity to share ideas more directly and conveniently with our product management teams for consideration. There is no longer a need to raise a technical support ticket in order to propose a product enhancement idea. You can be assured that your suggestion will be reviewed through this new service. Please note, however, that adding an idea or voting on an idea in the Ideas portal does not guarantee that the idea will be implemented. For example, an idea may not be technically feasible to implement at this time due to technology or product strategy. With that said, let's look at the benefits of the Ideas portal. The portal is a convenient hub cataloging ideas for enhancements and new features that our product management teams regularly review. You can easily access each product Bentley's idea portal through the Bentley communities. It is possible to browse by most recent, trending, and popular ideas. You can filter ideas by category or status and search by name. You can also vote on ideas submitted by other users of the software. Now let me hand it back over to Tamika to discuss the best practices of submitting an idea.
Thanks, Dan. Now let's go over the following set of guidelines to ensure that your ideas meet the standards we have set. First, you want to check to see if your idea has already been submitted by another user. You can search the portal using specific keywords or phrases. Make use of the filter or sort by options to source posts of interest to you. If another user has already proposed the same idea, you can vote on it to show your support for the idea. Engaging with others' ideas by voting or commenting may help the prioritization of the enhancements that are accepted. Popularity of an idea helps us understand its importance to other users. To vote or comment on another user's idea, navigate to the Bentley Ideas portal and select the relevant product. To vote on an idea, simply click Vote On the left, to comment on an idea, click on the title. When the page loads, scroll to the end and click Add Comment. Please limit each submission to a single topic. Providing feedback about a single topic at a time helps us identify and link similar submissions together. Remember not to include any personal identifiable information such as phone numbers or email addresses. And lastly, please remember to be constructive and respectful when commenting on other users' ideas. Now that we've gone over the benefits and best practices, let's walk through one of the many ways you can navigate to the MicroStation Ideas portal by starting at the Bentley Communities. First, you want to browse to communities.bentley.com. Next, you want to scroll down a bit to the middle of the page where you see the pull-down menu for Go to a Topic or Product Community. Select the menu and scroll to MicroStation, which is listed under Modeling and Visualization. Select MicroStation in the list and then click Go. This will bring you to the MicroStation Community page where you can click the Ideas tile at the top. Once you're here, you can scroll down a bit and select Click here to submit an idea. You are now at the MicroStation Ideas portal. Now that we're here, let me show you how to use the search and filter options, how to vote, comment, and how to post a new idea. Let's start with the search feature. Type in a topic or keyword you'd like to search on and then hit enter on your keyboard. In the demonstration, I'm searching for any idea that has a summary or description with the word annotation scale in it. You'll see that the keyword has returned 2 pages in the search results. Take a moment to read through the search results, and if you happen to see an idea of interest, you can select it by clicking on the title. If you wish to vote on the idea after you've read the description, click the Vote button on the left. The vote will change from black to green, and it will say Voted. To add a comment to the idea, you can click Add a Comment at the bottom. Type your comment here. Then click Post Comment. You'll see that your comment will list at the bottom of the idea. To remove your vote, simply click on Voted and note that the number of votes has decreased and the color has reverted back to black. Now let's look at ways to sort and filter. On the left here, you can sort by ideas that you have posted by clicking on My Ideas. To remove the filter, simply click the X to the right. Similarly, you can filter on My Votes. Select the filter to see all ideas that you have voted on. You can also filter by category, 2D drawing, 3D modeling, collaboration, general, and visualization. There are 3 sorting categories: trending, which is the default, recent, which lists the most recent at the top, and you can scroll down, they're listed in chronological order. And lastly, we have popular, which lists the most popular at the top. Finally, you can filter by status. We have 6 filter statuses, which we'll go over in a moment. Needs review, future consideration, already exists, planned, will not implement, and shipped. To clear the filter, simply click Clear at the top. To submit a new idea, click the Add a New Idea button to add a new idea, fill in the summary or title. As you're typing, you'll notice that ideas with similar names will start to pop up. If the idea already exists, simply select it and vote. If there are no similar ideas, fill in the description. Please remember to add one topic per submission. Also, please be as detailed as possible and include screen captures if needed. Select the category and click Add New Idea. Once the idea is created, you'll get a message at the top here that says your idea has been created and will be reviewed. You'll receive an email shortly after the submission. Let's dive into the different statuses that an idea may have. Each idea will be reviewed by the product management team and the status will be updated accordingly. Needs review. This is the status assigned to any idea when it's initially submitted. Your idea will remain in this state while our product team assesses the value, impact, and strategic fit. Users can vote or comment on this idea when this status has been applied. Future consideration. When your idea has been reviewed by the product team and is considered a valid idea, but is not ready to be scheduled or implemented yet, this status has been applied. Your idea will be reviewed and it may be considered for a future release. Users can continue to vote or comment on this idea when this status has been applied. Already exists. Great news! The proposed idea is already available for this Bentley product. A comment will be added by our product teams explaining what the feature is with a link to the associated documentation. Planned. When an idea has been validated by the product teams and will be included in an upcoming product release, this status will apply. No timeline will be provided in this instance as the idea could be dependent on certain technical prerequisites. Will not implement. While we very much welcome all ideas that are submitted by our users, the status is applied when an idea does not garner enough support from peers, does not align with the product strategy, or is not technically feasible at this time. Please feel free to rework and resubmit your idea based on the feedback received. And lastly, shipped. Your idea has been implemented in a version release. We will add a comment explaining what the feature is and will provide a link to the documentation.
Let's take a look at a little bit of the process that goes into how an idea is started, evaluated, and implemented in the MicroStation. The Bentley Ideas portal are intended to offer users the opportunity to share ideas more directly and conveniently with our product development teams for consideration. All of the ideas that come into the portal are reviewed, are then turned into enhancements for the product. Keep in mind that some ideas may remain in a certain state as to gain more votes. Once they become enhancements, they are then prioritized based upon the product strategy as it fits to the user needs. Our product management team will then scope out the technical feasibility with our development team. As the development happens, there is a feedback loop that is a part of our user validation to make sure we understand and implement the idea as to what the user expects. This may go on for a few iterations. Once the enhancement is added into a build of MicroStation, our quality assurance team will run multiple scenarios and tests to make sure it is ready to be implemented into the released version of MicroStation. After MicroStation is released, then that is where you, the users, can download and test the idea that was made into an enhancement to help drive the product. Before we go into a few examples of this, I want to touch upon how an idea's feedback loop is closed. As mentioned before, this is one of the ways for our users to have a continuous engagement with you on the products that we create. When a status change is made to an idea, you will receive feedback. For example, when an idea has been made into a MicroStation as an enhancement, you'll receive a similar email that is shown here. Again, keep in mind that if there is a highly voted idea, this does not guarantee that it will make it into the product. As far as expectations, you may hear from someone at Bentley to reach out to you for more information if the idea is not clear. More importantly, if you do not receive feedback on a status change, which may be in the form of a future consideration or remains in the needs review status, here are a few things that you can help. If you feel strongly about an idea, but it has not received a lot of votes, feel free to solicit your idea and comment on it to gather more support from your peers on the Ideas portal. This could be conversation with peers to help push for your idea. Another option is to simply wait for more votes by working with other peers to help upvote it. Now let's see a few of these ideas be turned into reality. I'll hand it back over to Tamika.
Thanks again, Dan. Here's an example of an idea that was submitted by a user that was implemented and shipped in MicroStation 2023. This was a well-explained idea that also included a screen capture to help visualize the user's request. Not all ideas will include a screen capture, but in this case it was very helpful. As mentioned previously, when an idea is implemented, the status of the idea will be changed to shipped and a comment will be added by a Bentley colleague with a link to the documentation for the feature. Here's the description of the user's idea. In the Edit Item dialog box, the user can place an item as text. For this, a text style can be selected. However, there is no way to influence the annotation scale in this window. Just like all the other places where annotation scale can be placed, there needs to be an icon to switch the annotation scale off and on. Note that the idea now has a status of shipped and the link to the documentation is in the comment section below. Now let's take a look at how the user's idea was implemented into MicroStation 2023. Remember that the user's idea was that an annotation scale lock be added to the Attach Item dialog box. This will affect the display of any item type text that is placed in the view. First, you want to select an item, then select Attach Item. The Attach Item dialog box will appear. Select your item. Fill in the text. Turn on the display. And be sure to select Annotation Scale Lock. Click in the view to place your item type text after you select the element. Now place some more text, this time turning off Annotation Scale Lock. Now that the item type text has been placed with both Annotation Scale Lock on and off, you can now test the feature by adjusting the annotation scale in the file. Changing it up and down, you'll note that the item type text that has been placed with Annotation Scale Lock on is adjusting with this scale. Here's another example of an idea that was implemented into the latest version of MicroStation. The user requested that a managed configuration change for CAD admins. Release 17.2 introduced a new undocumented variable _USTN_restrict_manage_configuration, which removes the link to allow a user directly modify a managed configuration. This seems like a step in the right direction with managed systems, but there's definitely needs to be more work done in this area of the product. There needs to be a new configuration variable which redirects the product to a different location for the XML. Maybe even allow the selection of a file that the name of the file can be different than just configuration.xml. If the new configuration variables are not assigned, then the product would default to the current location. This change could help CAD administrators with well-managed systems to deploy appropriate workspace standards to their users. Currently, the configuration.xml file that would need to be copied to the user's computer from a managed location can reside in many different locations depending on the product or version installed. For example, a machine with MicroStation, Descartes, or ORD versions 2022 R1 and R2 would have 4 different locations with the configuration XML to reside. So the question is, can we code something into automatically find locations and place a copy of a file in the appropriate locations? Sure, but that makes sense to have a variable redirect to a specific file that's in one location for all products. Also, I have an instance where my ORD folder has even a 10.0.0_2 folder. So now I would have to build into a script to find these other folders potentially. Note that again, the status is shipped and a comment added to the new configuration variable and how to set it. Now that we've covered the Ideas portal, I'm going to hand it over to Lorraine to discuss the Voice of the Customer program. Lorraine?
Thank you for the introduction, Tamika. As Tamika said, I manage our Voice of the Customer program at Bentley. Our program's mission is to be the independent and neutral representative of our users, analysing your feedback and sharing it with the teams responsible for the products or services that the feedback relates to. We're a team of 6 colleagues, most of us having worked before at Bentley in different roles in financial operations, product management and sales. We combine this diverse internal experience with the feedback we receive from you to identify what may cause pain points for our users as they engage with Bentley. We do this primarily by soliciting your feedback at specific points on your user journey with Bentley. So for example, if you contact our technical support team and create a case to deal with a technical issue or request, once that case is closed, you'll receive a survey from survey.bentley.com asking you to rate the interaction with Bentley and providing an opportunity to give feedback. As a MicroStation user, you may have received a short survey from us asking how likely you are to recommend MicroStation, and again, providing an option to share feedback. These surveys are sent out periodically by email for different Bentley products. We're conscious of your time and the effort to provide feedback, so we intentionally keep these surveys short. They should take less than a minute to complete. So what happens after we get your feedback? All survey responses are read by one of the team, and where it's obvious from the supporting comment provided, they're categorized into a specific insight or theme. For example, a comment relating to how easy or difficult it is to use MicroStation will be categorized as usability. A comment relating to a missing feature or potential feature will be listed as a bug or idea. Some comments will require help from the product team to determine if it's a potential bug or perhaps it's a training opportunity if that already exists in the product. Your feedback is available all the time to the product teams, so our product managers are reviewing this in detail as well. If you've given permission to follow up on your feedback, a colleague may be in touch with you to better understand it and have it formally entered as an idea or potentially a case to be resolved with our technical support colleagues. A specific colleague on our team is typically responsible for a group of surveys, and they'll sit down at regular intervals and determine the key insights coming from the feedback. So this is then where we sit down with Molly and team and share the insights coming through from your feedback, and together with her team, determine what actions can be taken. Any actions taken are tracked and we monitor their progress as they're worked on. Finally, we want to share how this feedback makes a difference, and we refer to this, as Dan said earlier, as closing the loop. Thank you for your feedback shared to date. It has led to some great discussions between our teams and the colleagues who support you day to day, be it your success manager, technical support, or our wider colleagues in, for example, user experience and learn. This is a snapshot of the June MicroStation 2023 release, where the actions taken related to feedback on usability, and these were included in the latest release. We appreciate your feedback. It makes a difference. Please do take our surveys and encourage your fellow users to take them as well. And with that, I'll hand you back to Molly to wrap up our conference here. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like and share it with others. If you want to see more like it, please consider subscribing to this and Bentley's other channels. Thank you, and see you next time.